to episode 1253 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, July 18th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. We've got an 80-ish% accuracy guarantee on this show. Today, Mark's got all kinds in the cup of coffee in the big time. What kind of news you got in there for us, Mark?
Oh, man, we're going to be domestic. We're going to be international. We've got criminals. We've got government-related stories, non-government, just all sorts of shit. I was rushing to get it all done because you know what today is? Not loosey-goosey.
Not loosey-goosey. Wow. It's tight. Tight ship today.
It's a little bit tighter today.
High and tight. High and tight, everybody. Yeah. I mean, you were saying earlier it's a slow news day, but then
I mean,
kind of picked up.
Yeah, we made the most of it. Don't worry.
We picked up here. Yeah. Wes has a once in a lifetime experience offer for cruise passengers on deck. So
yeah, these guys and gals were real lucky, some of them, to get to see what they saw. I'm going to tell you all about it.
Whoa.
Fantastic. And I've got all the latest women's news that you need to know in the whole to bat us home today, because this is a pro-female podcast.
We love women.
Mm-hmm.
We love women. We came from women.
That's right.
We've all got sisters. All four hosts have sisters as well. So, you know,
lovers.
We love women.
My sister
lovers,
can be a
all
bitch, you know.
But love her all the same, right? She's one of the women in our lives. We love
yeah,
her.
of course, yeah,
of course.
And we got the latest news about them. I mean, because we need to stay up to date with women's news. You guys can watch us tape this live on YouTube. YouTube lives are back. YouTube.com/hardfactornews. Also follow @hardfactornews on Twitter, because we'll probably get kicked off YouTube lives eventually, and then we simulcast the lives on both of those right now, where it, of course, ends up the full podcast on Apple Pods and Spotify, where you can watch it on Spotify, listen on Apple Pods. Patreon.com/hardfactor for more bonus content, 2 weekly podcasts in the Discord chat on top of that. If the daily pod just isn't enough, that's all I got.
Yeah, I'm about to hit the button. We're going to get into it. But on that YouTube thing, how we've been like complaining about, again, we have the 1 strike right now. You can get 3, your 3rd strike, you're out. So we can't bunt on 2 strikes. But if we are behaved until like September, first week of September, that 1 strike rolls off. We'll have 0 strikes. We might get a little fucking crazy on YouTube. I don't know. I
might get us a strike tonight.
All right. Let's do the news.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Could be any of us on any night. It's gonna be a miracle to get to September.
Good point.
Let's talk about the Rocket Man, born Reginald Kenneth Dwight, better known as Sir Elton John.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Heard of
him? A legend.
Yeah, he is. He was sworn in again yesterday, but this time it wasn't to get knighted. This is when he gave official testimony in Kevin Spacey's trial for sexual assault. Excuse me, Kevin Spacey's current trial, new trial for sexual
one
assault.
of many,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
And Sir Elton, you would figure, would have been at some of those parties where Kevin made some moves.
Yeah, maybe hosting one. This one's in England again, as he ran that fancy theater. Spacey ran that fancy theater, which was just a honeypot for him to butt fuck a bunch of handsome young morons that thought they were going to become theater stars, right?
Oh, yeah,
allegedly.
Sadly, turns out that maybe so. Yeah,
yeah.
Allegedly.
He was known as King Lear behind the scenes there, if you know what I mean. The merchant of penis, the rapist. So the Tempest. Much a dude said nothing.
Yeah, much a didn't. But what happened? Like, what was the first one to break the camel's back? Which
some guy
dude?
That didn't get the role he was promised, that sucked his ween and was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Somebody who got the second lead after.
Yeah. Some guy that was a stand-in after he bent over. He put on a bunch of twisted classic plays like Ham Lick. Who's afraid of Kevin Spacey? The Ass Menagerie, not the the guy. Death of an Innocent Man. Guys and Guys.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Glenn Ross, and Steve, Take Off Your Clothes. Little Women's Even Younger Brothers. And Cat on a Hot Tin Roof is not as hot as you, Tony. Now take off your clothes if you want the part.
Yeah, that was one of his favorites. That was one of his favorite productions. That last one.
Yeah. But back to the current trial. Let's get back to the trial. He's accused of 13 sexual assaults in England, and one of them was from a taxi driver that said he drove him to Elton John's fancy annual white tie and tiara ball party that Sir Elton John hosts every year. And I guess my question is, why couldn't Spacey just wait the 15 minutes until he got to that all-you-can-grope buffet?
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of guests of honor at that party. You know what I mean?
If I'm the defense team for Spacey, I'd say he was going to the white tie party. He didn't assault them because he didn't need to.
He could have waited for the party with the 20 closed rooms,
right?
You know, secret rooms behind bookshelves.
What would be the point of assaulting the taxi driver? Like, is that like jerking off before a big date? You don't want to come too early for the important ones,
right? Clearing the pipes. Yeah,
Clearing the pipes,
mean, you're about to go to an all-night orgy, allegedly, potentially,
probably.
And so you need to make sure that your performance is going to be at its top. So you got to have a little warm-up round, potentially, or the cab driver just, smells an opportunity here because Spacey, I mean, sounds like he's created some opportunities for
Spacey and his lawyers and Elton John are calling him liars. Go ahead, Wes.
Maybe he wanted to make an entrance, have like a good line to enter, be like, "Hey, anyone else fuck the cab driver on the way over?"
That would be an icebreaker.
He got the party started. You pregame, huh?
That's a way to enter.
Bet you didn't.
Oh man, but Elton was there to defend Spacey, as the taxi driver said he was assaulted driving Spacey to the party in 2002. But Spacey, according to Spacey, his lawyers, and Sir Elton and his husband, only attended the white tie and tiara party in 2001, not 2002. So not sure if Elton was subpoenaed to that or if he's just boys with Spacey. Also not sure if the taxi driver got his year off by 1 year, right. 20 years after alcohol abuse, trying to forget about Spacey raping him. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But, Spacey's probably going to get off on at least that account of sexual assault because they got him on the years.
Well, and he's also revered in Italy, having been inducted into the Hall of Fame of film in Italy. So
if the trial's going south, he could just hop on over to Italy.
Yeah, I mean, he's
stay with the Pope over there.
Yeah. They love him. They gave him the full day award. He was the guest of honor. They did a Kevin Spacey. They did like an Oscars, but only for Spacey. I mean, come on, guys. Look, I don't
everything know. Since we started this show around the time the allegations were coming out about Spacey when they first came out. And it's been nothing but coming up Spacey ever since then. Like he's just kind of avoided most of the charges entirely.
I'm starting to believe
still gets Hall of Fame. Yeah, I'm
starting to believe it, Spacey. These hundreds of young men accusers in multiple countries are all just trying to bring down Spacey and his $20 million net worth. Obviously,
yeah. Seems like it.
It's all
it's
them.
A big conspiracy.
They're going to get a huge payday. Hundreds of them taking out Kevin Spacey. I'm pretty sure.
If you follow the court rulings, that's what you'd have to assume.
What, are they mad that he's a great actor? No, it's clearly he's assaulting these people. I love Elton John's music, but it makes you wonder, him going to bat for a guy like Spacey, Tiny Dancer, could it have been about the same type of dancers featured in Cuties?
It makes
I don't want to think that about Elton John, but
no, you don't want.
Wouldn't shock me. You know what I mean?
Right. Still gonna listen to his music. It's a real Michael Jackson scenario if that's the case.
It makes him retiring from live tours right before he went and did this make a lot more sense.
Yeah, that's a favor you can only call in once. For Spacey. Yeah. That's a big favor.
Someone came up to me and was like, "Did you hear Elton John was fucking little boys?" I'd be like, "Well, that's not shocking at all."
Right.
Didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
They finally caught him.
Yeah. Could have told you that.
I love Elton John. Sorry, that's fucked up. But I mean, he went to bat for Spacey. Not cool. Not cool. Anyways, another train derailed. Yeah, exactly. Another train derailed, and guess what? It was carrying poisonous gases and chemicals and shit. Because all the cool trains are,
Yeah. If didn't happen to be in the Rust Belt again, did it?
This one, was in White Marsh, Pennsylvania, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania.
No
Can't
way.
get more working
Again,
class. People are being asked to evacuate if they don't want third eyes. No, that's not true. They're going to be safe. We're going to get to that. They're going to be okay. They evacuated 12 houses, but I think they're going to be okay. The chemicals, there was a 40-car freight train crashed around 4:50 a.m. Monday morning. 15 cars derailed. 8 of the cars were empty. 7 of them contained things like liquid fertilizer, tetrachloroethylene, which is a degreaser chemical used for deep cleanings of grease. That can't be good. It's a carcinogen according to the EPA.
It's gonna be awesome for the creeks there.
Shit. But apparently those trains didn't leak; they just fell over, and the only train
good.
that leaked was carrying a bunch of silicone pellets, and like 50 million of them spilled everywhere. So they're gonna be cleaning up silicone pellets for like weeks. That's big derailment. Another train goes off the tracks.
I mean, silicone pellets. It could be worse. It sounds like
Bunch of fake boobs.
But it is like what I thought. Like, didn't the infrastructure bill mean we'd have less train derailments? It seems like we've kind of upped it since then.
Well, I don't know when that was signed or what all that is, but no. Well,
yeah. So I guess. Well, you'd think you just think infrastructure. You'd think like trains.
It's been a buttload of trails derailing. And also PA's having a few issues with the bridges collapsing. Remember the 95 bridge and then the train, like,
wasn't it all about bridges and trains, the infrastructure and green energy?
Well,
anyways,
if I know anything about infrastructure, it takes about 20 years from assigning to get the roads fixed.
Gotcha. So it's not
at least 5 to 10.
Not immediately into effect. Our infrastructure
from experience I've had in cities that have spent a ton of money on roads. It takes about 10 years for those roads to get bigger.
We're starting it. We're starting to survey what happens.
Hey, everything breaks, you build it back better and stuff, and you build it back
after it breaks, though.
From the middle out.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. No prevention here.
That's right. So no injuries, and no one's going to have to really stay out of their homes for a long period of time, hopefully. So it's good. It's okay. This is a good train derailment. Let's talk about a few. Let's talk about a few protests that were ill-conceived. First up, let's head to Cuba's maximum security prison and check in on Grammy Award-winning rapper Mikel Castillo Perez. Mikel was arrested back in 2021 during some of the most aggressive protests Cuba's seen in the past few decades, a country that I'm sure has seen some serious protests. It was like related to, it was 2021 related to COVID-19, poverty, shitty living conditions, the poor people being poor, and the rich. I don't know. It was bad. In fact, the song Mikel helped write that won the Grammy, Patria y Vida, which means homeland and life. It happens to mock the Cuban communist slogan, Patria o Muerte, which means homeland or death. And it became the protesters' go-to songs, kind of like Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill when Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. No big deal. It's trying to, it's like that type of thing. That's kind of what got him thrown in jail, because all the protesters were singing his song and he was protesting with them.
Cuba doesn't like that. They're just like, you gotta love the Communist Party in Cuba. So yeah, I mean, this happens. Like, dude, a lot of Cubans hate it down there. Like, you see the baseball players that run away when they get the chance. Like, it's not surprising to me that they're imprisoning artists. Yeah.
No, or anyone that's protesting them. But this guy, the ill-conceived protest was, ironically, the song that locked him up. For opening his stupid mouth. It's ironic what he did, because he wrote a poem and posted it to Facebook that said, "They broke my head with cynicism, but what they couldn't do was break me too. While injustice collides, I will not close my arms or close my mouth. I will sew it shut nonetheless." And he sewed his mouth shut.
That's commitment.
Posted it to Facebook. So I don't know how he's getting access to Facebook still, or if he actually did do this, or if the guards sewed it shut to keep him quiet.
Yeah, stop him singing.
Yeah.
This is a good selfie, though.
We get it.
That's Photoshop, though, right? It could be.
No, that's real.
Real for real?
Yeah, this is what he did to himself, or the guards again, maybe, and like, hey, now we're gonna post it like you're a badass, you idiot.
Damn.
So he's gonna come up with an album like Through the Stitches.
Yeah,
right.
Through the wire, like Kanye, exactly.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, they're almost helping his album promotion
through the prison stitches.
Government.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna kill him in there, though, Will. So it's gonna be hard to come out with the album.
That's true. If they do that, yep, that'll kind of end the album.
If he gets out, he's gonna have a hit on his hands. But yeah. So apparently the stitches have been removed. This was a couple days ago, as his wife said she has talked to him yesterday with the stitches removed, but said that he's talking funny and it's hard to understand him, probably because he'd sewn his mouth shut the 2 days before. And she said she's now concerned for his safety, and with his attitude in prison being like that, and his previous pictures from jail of him just flicking off the guards, and his previous hunger and thirst strikes in 2022, you can imagine she should be concerned for his safety.
Baby, please remove the stitches, baby.
Yeah,
Mi amor, remove
Yeah.
the stitches.
yeah. They're going to kill you.
You have to eat, baby.
Yeah. He's not eating shit.
That's you don't want to be in that guy's headspace right now. He's
No.
in a dark place.
No.
That's a pretty stupid protest, if you ask me. But obviously, if this guy's getting thrown in prison for writing a song, drastic measures are needed in Cuba because they got their shit all fucked up over there, and hopefully he gets out before he dies in prison. But we'll see. We'll keep our eyes on Mikel. Next protest that might be ill-advised is this one right here. And that's a picture of two members of Spanish activist group Futuro Vegetal. The future is vegetable future, gloating in front of Walmart Harris's Nancy
Okay.
Walton Laurie's super yacht Sunday.
So they're saying veganism is the future.
That's right.
Okay.
Vegetables.
All right, but why did they have to destroy the Walmart yacht?
Because the yacht and the 1% take up 50% of carbon emissions. You have to go to their website. Well, but obviously that super yacht is taking up too much carbon. So they went and it was parked in Ibiza, which was stupid of the super yacht because that's the home territory of Futuro Vegetal. And Futuro Vegetal sent out their best and just spray
Right into the lion's den.
They just spray painted the absolute fucking shit out of this super yacht and then posed in front of it, showing their faces and said, "You consume, others suffer," and just, accepted arrest.
We can't dock here.
Yeah.
Future Vegetables is here.
Dude, they're a menace.
It's like going into a pot of orcas for a fucking super yacht.
Oh yeah, dude, it's bad. Futuro Vegetal, and they were on one this past weekend, Futuro Vegetal, because they also had they must have like a huge supply of kale smoothies going around because they also tagged this private jet at the Ibiza private airport. They just were getting everything they possibly could get their hands on, as you can see here. They just spray painted the fucking shit out of this jet thing too. That thing's not flyable.
They had some successful protests.
Yeah.
Security at these places.
You're not
They
kidding.
really did.
Maybe Futuro Vegetal's got some of these security guys on their payroll.
They need to teach. Did you see the Germans, Mark?
Your luxury equals our extinction.
They have 8 hours to do that plane.
Yeah. Well, look at the boat, dude.
I know.
How
They
long
had
did the
unlimited
boat
time
take?
to do whatever they wanted.
Yeah, they had all sorts of time.
Futuro Vegetal needs to treat like they need to teach these German people that a bunch of them got arrested for gluing their hands to the pavement over the weekend, but they're called the Last Generation group, and they like all had to get like surgery or get like police help to get like their hands taken off.
Yeah, they lost 6 layers of skin, and it was stupid.
Right. And Futuro Vegetal
It's
is just
crushing
destroying
super
mega
yachts.
yachts and
Yeah,
planes. And
they caused like no less than $10 million of damage that weekend with the paint jobs and everything.
They put Last Generation to shame. I mean, there's a huge level of difference in how effective these climate groups are.
Right now, Futuro Vegetal is up top
easily.
Yeah. They're not messing around, but they are getting arrested a lot. The two in front of the yacht got arrested on Sunday. The guy in front of the jet got arrested.
Well, you're gonna get arrested. You might
Future is jail for a lot of its members. Yeah,
it's true. It's true. But Futuro Vegetal is at least making their protest count. The Germans getting their hands like potentially chopped off because they wanted to glue it to the street. That doesn't get anything across.
The vegetable future is a force. They're like anonymous for hacking right now. They're top of their game. Yeah,
they're much better than the other.
If they've got their eyes set on protesting you're in trouble.
Oh, you're fucked.
You're in big trouble.
Now they team up with the orcas on the yachts. The yachts are in serious danger.
Yeah, yachts are having a tough go this summer, this 2023. Speaking of protesters,
we got a couple internet comments.
Yeah, bring them on
if that's all right.
Absolutely.
Steven C says Future Vegetal is a front for a graffiti abatement company, which is possible. And then intern Jackson says that stitching your mouth shut is actually a common form of protest in migrant camps and prisons across the world. So.
Nice fact check. That looks so painful though. Infections, right? Like, because then you get the food. Like, there's so many things that go in the germs from your mouth. Well, we all know
you really want to prove
all mouths are cleaner than humans' mouths. Not a good idea to do that type of surgery on your mouth without disinfectant. Speaking of protesters, let's check in on protester of hair and sanity, former Biden admin employee Sam Brinton.
Oh my God. Look at
How's he doing? Or sorry, how are they doing?
Yes. I would say this: get you someone that looks at you like Sam Brinton looks at other people's designer bags at the airport.
True.
Yeah, longingly.
Yeah, lustfully. Turns out that one of the 3 documented times that Sam stole an expensive piece of luggage that was not theirs, ruining that person's vacation, I assume, every time, while they themselves were on vacation, a super secret vacation.
One was the designer where he stole her bag of jewelry and designer clothes. And
This is
ended
the
up
one.
wearing all
This is
the-
the one. July 2022. Sam was on taxpayer dime. That was a vacation to Las Vegas for a trip to the July 2022 Department of Energy's Office of Nuclear Energy Convention, where he was, or they were like the main representative, like the bell of the ball.
Bell of the
So
ball.
Sam went to
Throw
go
the
be like
bag up, wait.
the keynote speaker of this thing, and I got a free trip, flew in, first class on federal dime, stole someone's designer bag, and stayed at the Hilton Grand Vacations Club.
So
maybe
so your taxes went to that dude getting a head nuclear scientist job and stealing people's bags.
That's right. But Hilton Grand Vacations Club, maybe Sam was just trying to fit in. That's a fancy place. His bag might have not have been up to snuff.
It's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways,
true.
one more.
I'm sure he had his reasons, many good ones.
One more quick one. Sam loves bags. And one more quick one before the top story of the day. Sydney, Australian sailor, 51-year-old Tim Shattuck, and his dog Bella survived over 2 months of being stranded at sea on a small boat, although barely, it looks like.
Oh, wow. Yeah. He's
not
in rough
great
shape. 2 months at sea.
Yeah.
Did he have a fishing rod or something? Like, how did he?
Like a water filter?
Yeah. Tim was trying to sail from Mexico to French Polynesia, which is over 6,000 kilometers. It's like,
It's like halfway across the Pacific. Yeah.
I went to Tahiti, and it was like a 9-hour flight or 10-hour flight from San Francisco direct to Tahiti. It's like twice the distance to Hawaii. He tried to get on a one-person boat from Mexico to Tahiti with his dog and him. And guess what? Somewhere along the way, they hit some rough waves, and it took out their entire electronics and communication. And he was adrift without any way to communicate to anyone in the middle of the Pacific, just waiting to die, surviving off quote, rainwater, raw fish, and I'm going to assume his own urine.
Oh. Dude, what did the dog survive? I guess the fish too. He fit.
Also his own urine.
How big was the boat they were on? Was it because in the picture
one person boat? Yeah, I don't. I think it was bigger than that.
He's just.
Well, I think it was bigger than that. It had electronics. It was, like
people
that was the
yacht
boat
by themselves, but it's but it is a Madman West.
It can't be more than 20 feet.
Right.
Because he has to be able to control it himself.
Yes,
do all the
exactly.
stuff.
So yeah, one wave took out his whole boat. He had no way of communicating. They luckily found
it's a risky run when you're a solo yachtsman.
Yeah, they were like, it's incredible they found him. Apparently, he didn't get too far either because they found him off of Mexico's coast, so he didn't quite make it. Didn't quite make it to Tahiti.
First storm took him out.
Yeah, the first storm. He was just like 10 miles off Mexico for 9 weeks.
Oh, shit. That's embarrassing. Well, I'm glad he survived, though. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
How close do you think he came to eating that dog?
It was so close. It crossed his mind.
Probably pretty close. Right?
He never wants to think about it again just because of that aspect of it.
Although
how often he
might have died before eating his dog. He seems the kind of like the kind of guy that might go out before going to that resort.
Wes would have let it. Wes would have let it fuck him one last time.
I mean, yeah, if that's what he wanted.
He wanted. Of the ordeal, Tim was interviewed and he said, "I had a really tough ordeal at sea." Yeah,
yeah,
no
Tim.
No shit, he did. Almost died, that poor bastard. But he's okay.
Yeah, good for him. Good for Tim.
Yeah, and that takes us to
the cream of the crop.
It's very funny when you think about it, but it's also very sad. It turns out that millions of emails over at least the past decade have been accidentally sent from and to the Pentagon and the U.S. Department of Defense to a typo domain of .ml instead of .mil for military. So like army.ml instead of army.mil for military. And
Whoops.
.ml happens to be the email account domain for the Malian government in West Africa, who happens to now be very close allies with Russia in the past couple of years.
Yeah. You think they may have got a little bit of a heads up to this, considering there's been a guy who's been trying to tell the Pentagon about this for a decade now, and they ignored him. And then Russia moved in to be allies.
Maybe they just wanted to be in Malia.
Right. I'm sure it wasn't that we slept on this information and just let it happen. Right. No, I'm sure.
Yeah, that guy Will's talking about is Johan Zurbier, a Dutch entrepreneur who was contracted to manage the West African country Mali's domain for the past 10 years. And he's claimed he's been warning the Pentagon that he's been receiving requests for army.ml and navy.ml and others for the past decade since he's been in charge, and that he's received millions of emails from them. He even wrote a letter last month saying, "Hey, idiots, this is very, very serious. And the threat of your adversaries, aka Russia, getting these emails is very real."
And then
he got fired. Probably killed. Johan's contract ended Monday. And now the Malian government has taken over control of the emails.
After he tried to warn that this was going to happen and that we were going to now expose millions of emails from the Pentagon to Russia, and now that will happen.
He claims he's intercepted 117,000 emails since January, several of which contains sensitive information. According to the Financial Times, that information ranged from medical records of military people to identifying document information, list of staff at military bases, photos of military bases, naval inspection reports, ship crew lists, tax records, and even emails from travel agents sending the itineraries of top U.S. military officials traveling abroad, when and where.
Oh, damn, that's not good.
I mean, it's previous, so they'll fix it. Hopefully, they'll stop making the typo.
Well, they got to make a few phone calls to the travel agencies that don't know about this. You'd hope.
Well, they say that they're like, we're trying to educate our staff and everybody who sends us not to do .ml, but
also, what do we know? How are we sure that Johan's deleted all those emails before he was killed?
He probably, who knows, but I would imagine that the new cybersecurity people with help from Putin will probably be able to recover them.
I would think so. Well, if it went to .ml, here's a quote from the Pentagon on Monday. Quote, "The Department of Defense is aware of this issue and takes all unauthorized disclosures of controlled national security information or controlled unclassified information seriously." So they're taking it seriously.
So seriously, we ignored the warning for multiple years and let it happen.
The Pentagon's just Googling how to retract emails. How do I retract emails sent from the past 10 years? Calling the travel agents. It's .mil, you idiots.
I mean, the comforting fact is that like everybody's been hacked, and there's been so many breaches of such data from governments and massive corporations at such huge levels that it seems like no data is really private anymore. So
we don't need the military secrets leaked. And
yeah,
also,
it's bad.
It's
bad. It's bad. There's no.
How many of those emails are photoshopped pictures of Putin on like a baby dick person body? Like there's also there's probably incredibly insensitive memes making fun of Russia and other things. They're not going to like that when they get them.
They're going to be cracking up though when they get to the CIA emails about RFK Jr. because those are going to be comical.
Should we kill him just for fun? We don't need to. It's not like should we just have a little fun?
Just threads of them.
Yeah. Yeah, now RFK is going to get his hands on those. Yeah, so the Wagner Group set up a large presence in Mali last year for Russia, probably because they found out about this. So the Russian officials that aren't working on taking over Ukraine now have a lot of reading material since Johan's been removed from contract on Monday. Again, he's not working there anymore, and he's probably also not breathing, is my guess.
Hopefully got back to like Amsterdam or wherever, because he needed to get out of Mali.
Johan's tried. Johan's a hero, but we didn't listen to him.
Yeah, should have listened to him.
That's
really should have.
That's the cup of coffee we've been saying. How mad is Hillary Clinton? She had like her personal emails and like some semi-sensitive emails that like pretty much cost her the presidency. And now the Pentagon's been doing this for a decade.
Yeah, how mad is she and how happy is Donald Trump? I mean, like
this is embarrassing. Yeah, Donald Trump's got anyone that had documents, like sensitive documents.
It's kind of like if you had a document thing going on. In fact,
the Pentagon, get your shit together. The Pentagon.
Did this leak did a Trump team member find out about this and get the information out there to help to make him look less bad? Because like
anyone that worked at the Pentagon in the past decades could have known about this, according to Johan, who keeps sending them messages. He's like the crazy guy in a conspiracy movie, like where the world's gonna end due to like climate change or whatever. That's like, you gotta get the message out. He's like in a mountain and like he sees the meteor and like no one fucking listens to him till it's too late. That's what Johan is.
Millions of emails. That's insane, dude.
He's like riding his little Dutch bike to the mailbox to get it in before the storm hits. I gotta mail this out. And no one fucking listened to him. So
that's insane. How would you just hand over all that data willingly? It seems crazy.
You got to double check that .ml and .mil. How do you do that? I don't know. Anyways, hopefully everyone's safe.
10 years.
Yeah. Oof.
Anyways. Well, and if we really do have like AI,
who wasn't getting the email that they
it's not that smart because it didn't catch this.
All of them, Wes, they were just getting like return to sender, and I think Johan had to like set up. Johan said, I don't know the exact logistics of it.
He was getting pings.
He was getting pings saying
email database.
They didn't even
email server.
These emails didn't exist. They own all .ml. So he was getting requests for army.ml, navy.ml, and others. So he ended up creating these and keeping a repository to prevent other people from seeing these emails. And he was warning the US that he kept them for us. And like, he was like, I've set up these domains now and I'm getting these emails. I'm seeing what's in them. They're very
Putin's going to get them any day now.
This is sensitive shit you're sending. And now that he's created the domains, they exist. And now they're owned by the Malian government, so they can read them since he's been fired. So that's about 80% accurate on that story. Yeah, but it's enough to be concerned.
Yeah. It certainly is. Yeah, no, that is one of the most insane. Like a typo, millions of typos, and you don't have anything in place at the most, secure facility in the world or whatever to make sure that you're not sending to the wrong email domain. Sensitive information.
We're not ready for AI if we can't get email addresses correct.
My email warns me if I write attachment and don't attach something.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to send this?
That one in the testing.
I almost got hacked twice last month.
We'll never fat finger the domain. We don't have to worry about it, guys.
Oh, we told AI to kill us. .kil. All right, that's a cup of coffee.
All right.
Get Birddogs. Buy Birddogs. Birddogs.com/hnnews. Don't worry about what's going on with the Pentagon. Just go out and enjoy the summer in your Birddogs.
That's right. Help us out too. Yeah. Speaking of Birddogs, they look great on a cruise ship, wouldn't they? You guys have been on.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about
all I would bring to a cruise ship.
Cock of the walk.
Yeah.
Cock of the deck. You know what I mean? Yeah. You guys have been on cruises, right?
Yes.
I have not.
Okay. I have not either. So Mark, what was
been on big ships though? Ferries and stuff.
Yeah. Same. Big ships, but never a cruise. No. Mark, what would you say? Anything spectacular that you'll like nature-wise that you'll never forget, like a dolphin leaping from the water, maybe like a cool seabird, anything on the cruise that you saw?
On the cruise, I was way too drunk to be looking over the ship. Right. But does it have to? Could it be an excursion? I did a waterfall climb in Jamaica that was really cool.
That's cool. Okay,
that was cool. It was related. It was a cruise-related thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you want the full best experience any cruise line can offer, you got to go over to Ambassador Cruise Lines, which has built itself as a new British cruise line for a new era that feels just like home. And apparently they offered some very lucky passengers a once-in-a-lifetime experience on their latest cruise, which combined nature and culture all into one. And here's their song on their website, which kind of alludes to what some lucky passengers might be able to experience if they choose Ambassador Cruise Lines for their next cruise adventure.
Okay.
and gentlemen, let me introduce Ambassador Cruise Line.
Enjoy yourself on a premium value cruise. Enjoy yourself. We're the one to choose.
Endless fun. There's amazing shows to see.
Like whale slaughters.
Enjoy yourself. It's all high quality.
Hey, a whale slaughter.
Enjoy yourself. Outstanding waiting for you. Enjoy yourself. With friends old and new. Explore with us. There's stunning lands to see.
Like the whale slaughter.
Enjoy yourself. It's best value at sea. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Named best value at sea.
Don't forget about the whale slaughter.
Oh, sounds like Wes and I's type of trip.
Yeah.
So-
Enjoy yourself. Come
Yeah.
kill a whale or two. That's what they're offering over here.
Whale fall. This would piss the Nautilus crew off.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, you can get on ship entertainment as well as off ship entertainment. And that's what 1,000 passengers, including several marine conservationists / whale lovers who were all on this ship, were treated to and traumatized by when they experienced the most famous cultural event the Faroe Islands have to offer, the annual
Oh,
Grind.
yeah.
They docked in the middle of they got a front row seat of the whale.
This is the
slaughter.
opposite. Yeah.
Oh,
This is-
no.
In the middle of the Grind.
Oh,
That's
no.
docking in the pro
Dude, put that
oil
picture
and
back
meat
up.
lobby.
It's-
Yeah, yeah.
It's red water
Yeah.
so the eye can see
Yeah.
miles of blood.
A shade of red that only slaughtering 78 pilot whales
Holy
in
shit.
front of a docked cruise line can.
Oh,
can,
look at all the dead pilot whales just floating on the beach right there.
This
Smells
isn't even the real
horrible.
one. Yeah,
It's
that's
the
right.
opposite of the Futuro Vegetal. It's like when you
Yeah.
pull up, those are the two. It's the yin and yang. You
That's
can either
that's the punishment the super yacht owner wants to give to the future. of Vegetals.
right.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
They want to make them go to the Grind.
They make
It's
him watch.
an Ambassador Cruise Line. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Why don't you everyone relax? I'll buy you an Ambassador Cruise. You know, you'll stop
Go
over
watch some
and
pilot whales get slaughtered by some.
To your
Danish
left, to
people.
your right, and all around is the whale slaughter.
Yeah, whale slaughter. Let's go to Torshaven. That's right.
How about
So-
another martini while you watch that whale get hacked to bits, huh?
Oh, that's the baby calling to its mother.
Oh, you can eat. Oh, the shrieks. Don't worry
It'll be
about those.
quiet soon. It'll be silent soon.
Yeah. Oh, we killed them in the most humane way possible. Don't worry. So yeah, imagine you're like a marine conservationist, you're just enjoying a little glass of wine, then you hear men yelling, helicopters whirling, small boats just whizzing around. So you go to investigate. You know, let's go see what's going on out there. And then you know, you walk out on the deck and it's just a nightmare that you've already had of just whales being slaughtered by men yelling everywhere.
Oh, it's so insane.
Just wine glasses breaking all over the deck.
Probably ask for your money back from that cruise if you're into
Oh,
marine biology at all. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's got to be a
So,
shock,
a
right?
little bit of a shock. So, Ambassador Cruise Lines, that's
It's like
right.
sending like a really, really like you know, conservative Catholic woman into like the into like a Planned Parenthood.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like
Gay
sit
orgy.
with everybody, watch the process. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
We
Well,
docked at the
imagine
gay
you're-
orgy, ma'am. Sorry.
Yeah. This cruise went straight to the gay orgy.
Well, it probably advertises whale watching. So if you come on there
Well,
thinking
there's
whale,
whale
watching,
watching, all right.
you see the Grind.
I've never seen 4 stars. I've never seen more whales, but they were all dead.
Yeah.
Slaughtered.
Yeah. Really got
It was tough to explain to the kids.
Yeah. So, of course, Ambassador Cruise Lines issued an apology on Twitter after this happened. They said, Ambassador can confirm that the arrival of Ambition in Torshaven in the Faroe Islands today coincided with the culmination of a hunt of 40 plus. In fact, it was 78 pilot
Oh, yeah,
whales
way
in the
more.
port area.
Double that.
They lowered the number for
They
sure.
lowered the number. Yeah.
Yeah,
40 sounds a lot better than 80.
40 plus. They're not lying. It was more than 40.
20 plus.
Yeah, technically true.
five plus. Yeah. We were incredibly disappointed this hunt occurred at the time that our ship was in port. And It was
You
just
mean the
bad
hunt that,
planning by
you
them.
mean the annual hunt?
The
Yeah,
sixth hunt
right,
of the year.
Grind. It's world famous. The most
Yeah.
fucked up,
Yeah.
like hand-to-hand whale hunt on planet Earth.
I've been watching a lot of Below Deck. I know Wes, you're a fan of Below Deck. This is on the when they have those meetings to talk about what they're doing, they're supposed to do a little. The heads are supposed to do a little bit of research and like, oh, we're going to the Faroe Islands. What's going on in the Faroe Islands this weekend? Like that's
Your only
the
job is
first
to
thing
make
you
sure
do.
it's not the
Yes.
grind time.
Right.
That's your
Anybody
only job.
who has followed anything about the ocean knows about the grind. So,
Right.
like, if you, I mean, and I've been told, by the way, that it's like maybe more like ecologically friendly than it looks. Like those pilot whales may die anyways. Pilot whales beach themselves all the time, so it could be like dealing with an overpopulation type thing. But it's just like in real time, they're literally just stabbing these
It's
whales
not what
on the
people
beach
wanna
and just
see on a
packing
yacht,
them
yeah,
up.
on
Like,
a
I
boat,
mean,
yeah.
and these are big fucking whales. Like it's
Right.
it's a
huge.
bloody, it's insane. It's like a horror movie. Yeah.
It was their sixth hunt of the year. 9 calves no older than a month were among the 78 slaughtered, according to conservation and campaign group Orca, who said that several of their conservationists were on the ship with
Oh, no.
tourists where the killing took place. They witnessed 40.
Stop it! Stop it!
Whale lovers watching this shit. Oh,
It was just
no.
jet skis,
Oh
like
my
Somebody like try to punch the captain. I mean, like,
Oh my god. Inconsolable, dude.
oh yeah, inconsolable. The group
Can we
said
get you some
that
shrimp cocktail? Oh, right. Sorry.
another scotch, another glass of Chardonnay. It's all you can drink, So they
We'll be
said,
playing Whale Rider. We'll be playing Whale Rider in the other room if you want to. Free Willy.
they have
The-
to stop the whale slaughter song because nobody's enjoying it. Oh, whale slaughter. Oh, nobody's.
Whale slaughter. So the CEO of Orca said that it defied belief that the Faroese authorities allowed the hunt to take place in view of the cruise ship. And hey, the grin takes place the same place every year. In their favorite killing cove.
Yeah,
You just can't park near the killing cove.
That's not
Ambassador.
on them to wait for the cruise ship to leave.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's that. Listen, it's go time. It's go time to these men.
It's 100% the cruise line's fault.
100%. Yeah.
If
Orca
if you're sailing through the grind, you got to know when it happens.
Unless this was a completely unplanned grind. They got worked.
No. I think it's like they definitely announce it beforehand because they hunt like it's a ton of people and they hunt like hundreds of pilot whales at a time.
It's the whole island community event. It's been going on for hundreds of years. It's like 4th of July over there.
Oh, there's not a lot of shops open.
No, they
right.
sell
Yeah,
whale
they're
blubber.
all at the beach.
Yeah.
Huh? Why is it? Oh, and the water's crimson. What's happening?
Yeah.
Oh, and there's what's all the jet skis and the hooks?
Is this like when they dye the Chicago River green for
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day?
It's a little bit like
is
that.
it Christmas? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Orca.
Are those cranberries?
Orca. Is it a bog? Is it a cranberry bog? I love cranberries. It's almost as if they are flaunting the hunt and taunting the tourists, she said, the Orca CEO. And no, it's just that you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they were using the necessary tools to methodically kill these animals.
It does say that like there's no specific dates. They just as a community between June
When they
and
feel
October,
like it.
between June and October, this
Yeah.
is where this is Grin season.
Right.
So like you have to like they just didn't. Yeah. They
Maybe.
So if you're
Don't
if you
go to
sail
the
through
Faroe
there in
Islands
Grin
between
season-
Radio ahead,
Yeah.
Right. You need to know. You need to have a grin hookup. Like, hey, you got the grin going on? If so, we gotta kind of avoid your beach today.
And Wes, if absolutely no one is answering your radio in, they're
Right.
probably all grinding, right?
Maybe
Like,
look through binoculars, and if you see men on jet skis and boats, like
shirtless,
twirling around shirtless with with war paint,
You
might
should
wanna
know. Right. Just get
dock somewhere else.
get a periscope.
Anyway,
are they refunding people?
Also, sorry to
refunding?
grind. Yeah, are they refunding?
I couldn't find it. No, they've issued an apology. They better refund some people because people are traumatized.
Some people are going to need a refund.
Yeah, some people are traumatized. Now, what many people are saying is, and what one tweet said, the question has to be is, will you still offer Torshaven as a cruise destination following this incident? And that's what a lot of people who are against
Some
the
people
Grin
want it now.
are calling for is a boycott of tourism on the Faroe Islands by these cruise ships that dock there,
Right.
and that'll show them.
Nah, but the freaks are going to want one. They're going to be like, oh yeah, I want to go see grind.
Yeah,
Come on.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, can we have
This sold some tickets.
It's like the adults only
Yeah.
cruise, but like a grind cruise. Like,
Oh yeah.
Some people want to go on the Grind cruise, as dark as it is. Intern Jackson, also sorry to Grind fans. He fact checked me. He says there's no ecological value to the Grind. Apparently, pilot whales are not considered endangered globally. However, they do face regional threats in certain parts of the world, and some people think that they're thinning out in the Faroe Islands because of the Grind. So I've heard, Grind defenders being like, "Oh, this is well, it is an annual tradition that's been going on forever." So
Yeah,
maybe no
whatever.
ecological benefit, but can you imagine the amount of fist fights that would go on in the Faroe Islands if they didn't get their steam off on these Grinds?
Dude, they look forward to this. This Grind season is what they live for.
It's
It would be
also
loss of human life.
It's also they share it's not like they just kill these whales and leave them for the birds. They use the animals for food, and they pass it out to the community. Now they're not supposed to eat the whales as much as they do because of the high amounts of mercury that has been tied to many diseases.
But when you only know Grind life, that's all
you only
do is
know.
Grind.
Yeah. Now, and as you guys can imagine,
it'd be like taking kegs away from West Virginians. You just
you can't do that.
You couldn't do it.
You burn a few couches, but
deer hunting away from anyone that loves to deer hunt.
Devastate people.
Yeah. So as you can imagine, there's some reviews have blasted Ambassador. One woman wrote, "What was supposed to be a relaxing vacation turned into a nightmare as we witnessed local savages slaughter dozens of whales right in front of us. I will never forget the screams and shrieks coming from the marine conservationists standing next to me on the deck as they watched in horror. They will haunt me for the rest of my life." And then one guy wrote, "Best trip ever. You have not lived until you have witnessed a whale slaughter next to a marine conservationist in an all-you-can-drink environment." So,
yeah, when they were playing the whale slaughter song, it was fucking crazy. Whale
taking
slaughter.
videos of the people freaking out.
Yeah, they're not even a video of the slaughter. There's
just the crying.
God, did you hear her? Did you hear the noise she was making?
Some people had an incredible time with that.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you're into culture and you like to experience the true culture of a place, there's nothing better than the Grind.
Yeah, they're not holding anything back on the Grind. No. You know, when you go to places and they're like, here's a local group of people that are going to do like a local dance for you, but they're still like half like tourists themselves. And then when they get off work, they're smoking cigarettes. And they're like, that dance this is the opposite of that. This is full blown Faroe Islands.
They'll do this when no one's around.
Yes.
Nobody's holding anything back at the Grind.
They're not holding anything back. This isn't a show for you. It's their thing. Yeah.
So I don't know, Jackson, if you can find out if they are offering refunds. I imagine they are, but I didn't see anything about that in the article. Just that people were traumatized.
I would imagine to at least the marine conservation employees, the people that complain the most, they probably are going to get a refund.
Yeah. If you like vomited because you love whales that much, you probably
they're probably going to get sued for emotional traumatization.
Somebody, but the judge is going to toss that out. Yeah. All right. Like it's just
you didn't have to watch it.
Take the refund, right? You could have gone to your cabin. Yeah.
How did we know those savages would be slaughtering whales as the defense? Case closed.
Yeah. True, because it's not on a schedule. We found out it's just a monthly, season. All right, well, let's move on. Well, before we leave the sea, though, I wanted to show you guys this. Forget which listener sent this in, but check this out. This is called the Chirodechis macatulus, and this is some kind of rare box jellyfish that they just got a video of recently. And so, describe to listeners what that looks like to you.
An alien life form,
right? Like, I mean, like,
that's awesome. Like a giant jellyfish, but a weird one.
Exactly. It's like, I don't know. Imagine I want one of those. I want a jellyfish aquarium. Now, I hear that aquariums are very bad for the earth because they take up a lot of energy. But imagine having like 20 of those things floating around the middle of your house.
Did you hear that the Portuguese man o' war is coming to New York waters, like the Jersey Shore?
The really poisonous one?
I don't know if it's I know the box jellyfish that happens in Sydney, like Australia, is the most, but I know they're very painful at least.
Yeah, that was a box jellyfish. I think that one's like one of the super deadly ones.
They can kill you. Yeah.
Well, did you see the other water related thing that would be up your alley?
No, what's happening in the water?
This chalice washed up on an Australian beach, and they're saying it's not from a earthly ship. It's like a space. They're like, it didn't come from a airliner, or like they think it might be a alien thing.
Oh hell yeah! Well, that's I think they found the bigger thing of what Avi Loeb had found.
Maybe
It was in the Pacific, right?
Yeah,
I need to look into it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they found more of that metal.
There's space metal in the Australian area.
Space metal.
Yeah.
Also, listener Corey sent in an update on the Alabama thing, and it's looking like there was no little kid, thankfully. And that the rumor around town, or that what he's heard around town, is that there's video of this lady like at the Target, like at the local Target, like getting stuff, stealing stuff, and then there's like video of her like getting dropped off in the wood, like next to the woods, like near her house where she was found. So it looks like she faked it. And thankfully, it looks like there's no little kid, no imaginary little kid that was stranded on the road.
What a bitch.
So, yeah. So more to come. More to come. But that's sounds like that's what was going on in Alabama.
A hoax, huh? Maybe.
Yeah.
Boyfriend said it was a kidnapper.
Well, he's in on it too.
Yeah, maybe so. Because it seems like there could be an evidence trail that
in the kidnapper's eye.
That's right. Could have been in on it too. All right. Well, let's move on to more women news, but this is good women news, not about that faker in Alabama, allegedly. And thanks to TAnon, Evan, Discord, and Reddit for these two female-focused stories I'm about to lay on you fellas. One is a little bit old school, one is new school. Going old first. And the first one is more of a fun fact than a news story. Women's edition fun fact. Meet 88-year-old Elsie Eiler of Monowai, Nebraska. You guys see her right there?
Yeah. She's classic grandma in the middle of America.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sweatshirt and all.
Yeah.
That's what she is. And as you can tell by her town road sign there, the fun fact about Elsie is that she is the sole resident of Monowai, Nebraska. One person.
She's the sheriff, the mayor.
Everything.
All
She wears every hat, Wes. It's about 200 miles from Omaha, and her and her husband, Rudy, were the only residents until he passed away in 2004.
Oh,
She's been running the town alone ever since then. She keeps the bar of Monowai open 6 days a week ever since
she's the only one
he
there.
passed away. Yeah, she serves. They serve burgers, dogs, cigs, and the coldest beers in town. And because of local support during the pandemic, they didn't even slow down. So people just kept it coming in, getting their cigs.
Oh,
their
so she
beers, and their
sees.
burgers
Okay,
from her.
people come in. Okay.
Yeah, people come in.
I thought she was
she's
like,
out-
"Here's a burger for you," and it's like an imaginary person. Then she's like, just goes, walks around the counter and eats it.
No, she's like the mayor, the bartender.
Okay, so
the
she's
cook,
nearby
everything.
another town.
She does everything.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, they get enough business locally from people who love her burgers and beers.
I thought
and
it was like
cigs.
episode 2 or 3 of The Last of Us, where it was just like her and her husband, and they didn't see anyone for like 30 years running their little town.
No, I mean it's in Nebraska. There's like other stuff
Okay,
around,
all right.
but it's like because of like the zoning or whatever. She's the only person. It's the only person where it's a one-person town
Got it.
in America.
She's close to a few. She's in between a few other towns on a major like.
So she's got regulars and stuff. She's got
Yeah,
friends.
and
She's got
passers
friends.
by.
She's
Yeah,
got friends and stuff. Yeah.
who doesn't stop at that bar for driving through? Yeah, come on.
To
I
meet
mean,
the mayor.
everybody cool, obviously.
Yeah.
Eats at that place. So
Yeah.
the Monowai, it's Monowai, Nebraska. If you're in the area and you want to get something from Elsie, because I mean, she probably makes like it looks like frozen patties and everything is prepackaged, but you know she's putting love into it, and you know her beers
best-
are going to be cold.
Burger in the
lukewarm.
world.
Yeah,
What if she's like a massive drug dealer?
she could be? It'd be easy because she actually signs all of her own paperwork. Mark, that's
yep.
the fun part about being mayor. You review your own shit.
Yeah,
So-
it's always the wolf in sheep's clothing, you know what I mean?
That would be incredible if she's a huge
Yeah.
like kingpin.
Yeah,
everybody's
she's
doing
killing
these, like,
people
feel-good
that cross
stories
her.
about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serial killer.
Yeah. Well, if you cross
know.
her, if you don't pay, if you try to rip her off. Yeah.
I mean, she's been managing.
Looks like
a
I'll
town
bury the
by
body
herself.
in my town again. No one's gonna
Right.
check her town for bodies.
Right.
Yeah.
She is the sheriff after all, and the mayor. She does everything. One woman show running an entire town for decades. Incredible stuff from Elsie Eiler in Nebraska. And now for the new school women, or woman in this case, story about a woman. Guys, meet Daniela Hemsley. She's from Birmingham, England. You can tell the listeners what you think. I mean, she's an OnlyFans model.
I mean, she's an attractive. She has a very European look to her. Fake breasts.
She is British,
blonde, big lips. You know,
she looks like a sex doll.
She's an OnlyFans girl, and probably makes good money doing it.
Yeah,
she does, Wes. She does. All that
She's
is accurate.
busier than that one lady showing Monowai.
Blonde, keeping it tight. When Daniela was 12, her parents separated, and she turned to comfort food, and she got up to a scary 15 stone, which is 210 pounds for those who speak English, American English. And that was when she was 15 years old. 15 stone at 15, so over 200 pounds. But now, 7 years later, she's shredded at 140 pounds, weighing in for some boxing matches because she's got an OnlyFans with her boyfriend. But she's also a boxer.
Or quarter stones.
Are those fake though? I don't even know if they're fake. They might.
I don't even know if they are, Wes.
Are those fake or perfect?
Natural to me. They look natural to me, my friend.
How many stones?
I'll tell you what. And she did this after winning her first unanimous decision against Alexandra Danielle at the Kingpin boxing event in Dublin over the weekend. And guys, you're not going to believe it.
One judge by 2 clear rounds. I just had that feeling that.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. The full deal.
I saw them. I think they're fake, but they're nice.
The full deal. I don't know. There's a lot of stills that make me think probably not fake. But she just flashed the entire audience, and so you know, she's apologized for upsetting the boxing world with the flash after she won. But because of the flash, Daniela got quite a bit of attention over this. And she now joins Hard Factor in the 100K on Instagram club. In fact, she blew past it. She's already at 136, but she was below 100 before she flashed everybody. So congrats to Daniela. You know, it was a choice. She upset people, but
a marketing
did
genius.
Get her a lot of
She's a marketing genius.
Yeah.
I saw the video on YouTube, and on Twitter, and Twitter, they show everything. They didn't censor.
That's where I downloaded it from, so I had to put up tons of emojis and stuff to block it.
And then I quote tweeted it, and I said, "Well, I just had a 10-8 round scored to my hand. 10, my hand 10.
She does that to a lot of guys. She does that to a lot of guys. That's why she's got the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
People like Eddie Hearn and some professional female boxers say that this makes a mockery of the sport, but so does never having the marquee matchups, right? Because the belt system makes no sense. So, Daniela is just striking while the iron is hot, so to speak, and the iron is very hot, guys. Here she is at weigh-in. She's killing it,
making a mockery of the sport. Get out of here.
Yeah, flashing her boobs and everything. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you saw the video.
I watched your quote tweet video.
Yeah, but look at her pin tweet, Wes. Look at her pin tweet. It's just them bare. And then tell me what you think.
What's her name?
Daniela Hemsley. DANIELLAHEMSLEY. Now look at her pin tweet and tell me what you think on Real or Not.
Okay, I'm trying to find her.
She's the top result. If you typed it in.
There it is. Okay, I got it.
Type in tits boxer.
No, that's not her.
She'll pop right
I'll find it.
One of these days, Daniela.
We're gonna get to the bottom of it. We're gonna examine it and get to the bottom of it.
Check it. I mean, I couldn't show you guys the full nudes, obviously, on the live stream. So wish you could, but YouTube. Thanks a lot, YouTube. So Wes, you find it? What do you think? Come on.
No, I can't. I can't find her profile. Hang on, I'll just Google it.
Okay. So let me send you.
What in her profile makes you think they're real? Well,
I got it.
Yeah, look at the pin tweet.
Okay. See. Oh wow, Will's right.
They're real. They're real. They're 100% real. They're real. Look at the pin tweet. They're real. So congrats to her and her natural breasts, and to Elsie in Nebraska for keeping her town going all by herself, and all the other ladies out there in the world doing great stuff right now. You guys are incredible. Thank you as always for listening. Everybody in the Hardo Hive, you're the reason that we can keep this podcast going and growing. And speaking of that, share the show. Hey, if somebody needs a podcast, one of your friends, family, whatever, suggest Hard Factor. That's the only way we really grow, besides you leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. That really helps. 5-star reviews on Spotify. And if you do leave a 5-star review on Apple Pods, we will read it back during the High Five on Friday's show. So get them in now. Strike while the iron is hot, like Daniela, and it's time to spin the wheel to see who's got the cup of coffee.
Will, are you on? Because I saw on the calendar that you...
I am off tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm off Wednesday's podcast. So
okay, so take you off.
Take me off. It is a 3-man spin.
Okay, here we
Wednesday's coffee.
Bill's got me again. Got my number.
Marv will have your coffee again tomorrow. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, the listener, as always, for listening. Everybody in the Hardo Hive, like I said, you're the reason this show keeps going and growing. But most importantly, get out there and have yourself a great fucking day.